All right, let's talk about something that might just flip what you think you know about healthy eating on its head. We're diving into the lean protein paradox. This idea that the very foundation of so many healthy diets could actually be what's holding you back. So, I want you to think about this for a second. That healthy diet you're so careful with, the one you've been working so hard on, what if it's the very thing stalling your progress? It's a totally frustrating thought, I get it, but it's a question we have to ask because the answer might really surprise you.
Okay, so first, let's just get on the same page. We need to talk about the healthy protein myth. This is the conventional wisdom, right? The stuff we've all been told for years by trainers and magazines all over the internet.
Yeah, this should look super familiar, right? This is the classic fitness playbook. Always prioritize lean protein. Definitely avoid dietary fat. Load up on skinless chicken breast. Choose egg whites over the whole egg. And of course, you gotta chug that whey protein shake right after a workout. For years, this has basically been the gospel.
And I mean, this has been the rule for a long time. For decades, lean protein has been put on a pedestal as the absolute hero if you're trying to lose weight or build muscle. It's the cornerstone of countless diet plans, and the logic seemed to make perfect sense.
But here's where things get really interesting and kind of weird. It all comes down to something most of us never even think about when it comes to protein: the insulin surprise. There's this unexpected hormonal response happening that we need to unpack. So here it is, the big reveal. Lean protein, when you eat it by itself, can actually cause a pretty big insulin spike. Yep, you heard me right. Turns out, some of the amino acids in protein also signal your pancreas to release insulin, kicking off a hormonal reaction you're probably trying to avoid.
And just look at this chart. I mean, the data couldn't be clearer. See the bar for lean protein? It triggers a high insulin response. Now look right next to it at the bar for fatty protein. The response is way lower. This visual just perfectly highlights the hidden effect we're talking about.
And I know what you're probably thinking right now. Hold on a second. Isn't insulin a carb thing? That's what we've all been taught. It's the common wisdom, but it turns out the real biological story is just a little more complicated than that. And this is where, believe it or not, fat comes in to save the day. It's time we understood the mechanism here because fat plays this secret and super important role as a buffer. So let's call it the insulin buffer. That's a good way to think about it. Basically, dietary fat slows down the whole digestive process. And by doing that, it softens or blunts that sharp insulin spike that protein can cause by itself. It's like a brake pedal for your hormones. Okay, so let's walk through the problem. You eat your lean protein, like that plain chicken breast. This can cause a big insulin spike. And what's one of insulin's main jobs? It's a storage hormone. So a big spike basically yells at your body to stop burning fat for fuel. It slams the brakes on your fat loss goals. But now, let's look at the flip side. Let's see what happens when fat is in the picture. Imagine you're eating something like salmon with the skin on. That fat acts as the buffer we just talked about. It slows everything down. Your insulin levels stay nice and low and stable. And the result? Your body gets the signal to just keep on burning fat. It's a completely different hormonal outcome. So that's the science, which is cool and all, but what does it actually mean for your next meal? Well, this next part is all about putting that knowledge into practice. It's time to rethink your plate with some really simple, actionable swaps. And honestly, making these swaps is super straightforward. On the left, you've got the typical lean stuff. On the right, you've got the smarter alternatives. So instead of that skinless chicken, maybe go for salmon with the skin. Instead of a whey protein shake, how about some 80-20 ground beef? And please, instead of just egg whites, eat the whole egg. That yolk has so much good stuff in it. It really all boils down to this one simple idea, captured perfectly here. The lesson isn't to fear protein. It's to stop fearing the fat that comes with it. It's about looking at foods as a whole package, often the way they're found in nature. And that's what I want to leave you with. If this one huge rule about lean protein isn't as solid as we thought, it kind of makes you wonder, right? What other health rules have we all just accepted as true without really questioning them? It's a good reminder to always stay curious and to keep asking why.